based on real events. Imagine, you live next door to a man who goes to church every Sunday and preaches the Word of God. He smiles at you when you take out the trash. But in the basement of his house, the women are chained to the walls. They are fed dog food. They are being tortured. Some of them have not lived to this day. This is not fiction. This is a true story. This is the story of Gary Heidnik, the man who built his church on the bones. Gary Michael Heidnik was born in 1943 in Ohio. His childhood was a nightmare. An abusive father, constant humiliation at school. He wore a strange military uniform and refused to communicate with other children. Even then, he seemed like a stranger. After school, he joined the Army and served in the medical corps. But there, he began to show serious mental abnormalities. Diagnosis: schizophrenia. After his dismissal, Heidnik began to search for the meaning of life and decided that he himself would become the father of a new faith. He founded his own church, the Church of the Servants of God. The money came from trusting parishioners and investments in stocks. He seemed decent, but in 1986, his faith took on a terrible form. He started abducting women. They were young black girls from poor neighborhoods in Philadelphia, the vulnerable, forgotten by society. He lured them with promises of food, shelter, and work. And then he put me in the basement, into the pit, right in the concrete floor. The women lived in inhumane conditions. They were tied up, starved, beaten. When one of them tried to escape, he beat her to death. He was trying to dissolve her body in acid, and he continued to live as if nothing had happened. Quote, "He fed us dog food. He was electrocuted for talking. He said we were his experiment," survivor Jocelyn Rivera recalled. Heidnik wasn't just a maniac. He believed he was creating a new race. He wanted women to give birth to his children in order to begin the re-education of humanity. He considered himself a prophet. Psychiatrists found him sane. He had planned everything in advance. His cult was built on pain, control, and divine delusions. It was only an accident that stopped him. Jocelyn Rivera, whom he allowed to leave the basement for a moment, took the chance. She ran away and called the police. When they entered the house, they found a real hell, a basement littered with garbage and remains, women chained to walls, the smell of rotting. The shock was so great that the officers couldn't even believe their own eyes at first. The trial did not last long. The evidence was overwhelming. Heidnik was sentenced to death and executed in 1999. But his story wasn't over. It was he who became the prototype of Buffalo Bill, the maniac from The Silence of the Lambs. His name has forever entered the textbooks of criminal psychology. We are afraid of monsters from movies, but the scariest ones are those who look like ordinary people. Neighbors, preachers, businessmen. Gary Heidnik's story is a reminder. True evil doesn't always scream. It can live in the neighborhood, and it never sleeps. Write in the comments, would you believe that your neighbor is a monster? And subscribe to the channel, because the next stories will be even darker